والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين وعلمنا الكتاب آمين. What we're gonna do, yes. For verbs and stuff, like there's some verbs that are always paired with some prepositions. Okay, so what are the prepositions? إلى, right? على, be, li, other stuff, right? Yeah, min. Okay. So if I say ذهب, which means he went, what do I have to use with ذهب? So what preposition? So I'm going to use إلى. So I have to say إلى because I'm telling you he went somewhere. So whatever the place he went to, I'm going to use a specific pronoun, preposition. What if I say also دخل? دخل means he entered. So if I say دخل, what do I have to say? In, right? So what is in? Fi. So if I use the verb دخل, then I'm going to say fi because I have to say he went inside something. So just like إلى and fi, um, the 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 action, the verb in this ayah that you were saying is حدث. We're gonna learn about this type of verb later. Okay, so حدث means mention or count or to say or to give, right? So just like this verb goes with this preposition, حدث, you're gonna use it with be. You can use it with be, you can use it with other prepositions, but in this case, you're using حدث with بنعمة. So you can use you can use different prepositions. Like some verbs, they can use more than one preposition, um, but a lot of times there's a common preposition that some verbs will use.
So with verbs like in English, some verbs takes preposition, or you don't have to take.
Yeah.
Like دخل, you say دخل الفصل, it doesn't have to have a preposition. Or دخل في something, should have. حدث it can be with a preposition or not.
Yeah. Sometimes it's flexible, so you don't have to use be with حدث. You can if you don't have to if you want. Just like you were saying دخل, you don't have to use with fi. So sometimes it's flexible, other times it's not. Okay? So the more you read, the more you'll come across this stuff. All right. So speaking of verbs, what we'll do is we'll do a review of the verbs, and then we'll do some more lessons. All right. So we're gonna start with just a simple verb, right? We're gonna start with. Let me write all the pronouns. Huwa, ana, hiya, ana. These are the first five. why do we separate them out like this? Someone? Why do we separate? Why do we put them in two different columns? Yeah, the morphology changes, right? Anta, antuma, antum, anti, anta, antunna, ana, and okay. So let's start with kataba. We're gonna get to bada. We'll do bada. Well, I just want to review this one because it's been a while since we did it. Okay. So you have kataba means he. Nope. He wrote. Kataba, right? Kitab, book. He wrote. Okay. So so the verb has three roots, right? What's the first root? The fa kalima is ka. Then there's the ayn kalima is the ta, and then the lam kalima is the ba, right? So the first root, the second root, the third root. Okay? And we said that every verb has two parts to it. Right? So a verb, fi'l, will have, what are the two parts to a verb? Doer of the verb is called the fa'il, or in English, subject. So the doer of the verb is called the subject. The other is the action, right? Is the fi'l. So, what's the um, where's the subject in kataba? Where's the fa'il? So the fa'il is hidden. Okay, so it doesn't appear in kataba, but it's implied or it's basically hidden inside of it. So when I say kataba, I'm implying that there's huwa, one male singular third person is doing the action. So that one you don't say there's a fa'il, okay, inside the verb. Okay. All right. What about huma? So kataba is he wrote. How do you say they two of them wrote? Kataba. Okay. So I'm going to start out with kataba, the same. Kataba. But what am I going to add to it? An alif. So I'm going to put an alif here and say kataba. Okay. And the fa'il, the doer of the verb in this case is the alif. So the alif, I'm going to put all of the fa'ils in red. So the kataba, the alif you're going to say is the fa'il. Okay. All right. So for they wrote more than three or more, I'm going to start out with kataba again. Kataba. What am I going to put for the fa'il? A wow. Wow. And because I put a wow, I have to close it with a alif. So this alif is not the fa'il. Okay, it's just a spelling rule. You have to put an alif after a wow. And what else changes? The ba becomes a boo. Okay, katabu. So the fa'il in this case is wow. Okay. Um, for here, how to say she wrote katabat. So I'm gonna write kataba like before, and then I'm gonna add a full ta to the sukun. What's this ta called? It's called ta ta'nis. Okay. All right, and where's the fa'il? Where's the subject? Ta ta'nis. The subject is where? No, it's not the ta. It's also hidden. So just like kataba, the fa'il in katabat is also hidden. So we put just put an asterisk there and an asterisk for huwa. So you say there is no in katabat the file is not inside of the katabat. Okay, it's hidden inside of it. Okay. For huma for two females, what is it going to be? Katabata. So I'm going to write kataba here, and just like the hiya, because I'm talking about women, I have to put a taw ta'nis, katabat, and then I have to put for dual an alif. Okay. Katabata. Okay. So two women is katabata. So kataba is the verb portion, the ta is the taw ta'nis, and the alif is the subject of fa'il. Ta is not the subject. Yeah. So in this case, you don't say ta is the subject. All right. So that's kataba, kataba, katabu, katabat, katabata. So in this case, all of um, the third radical, the ba, the third root, has a haraka on it. When we go to this column, what's going to change? The third root will have a sukun. Will have a haraka or not have a haraka? Not have haraka. So all of them I can write katab with a sukun. So I'm gonna instead of putting a fatha or a dhamma, I'm gonna put a sukun. So katab, and then so you can do that for all of them. Katab, 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 katab. Okay. So this makes it easier to understand. So all you have to do now is just attach the files to the rest of them. Katab, so for hunna, a group of females, what am I going to attach for the fa'il? Just a noon with a fatha. Right? Katabna. Okay? So they all wrote, group of women, katabna. Okay? What's you wrote? Katabta with a fatha. Okay? Alright, what's two of you wrote? Katabtuma. So the fa'il in this case is a tuma. Ta mim alif. Okay? Where's the fa'il in katabta? Ta. Where's the fi'il? Katab. Just katab. Okay? What's all of you wrote? Katabtum. Katabtum. Alright, what's you female wrote? Katabti. Okay? And then two of you females wrote? Katabtuma. And then what's all of you wrote, females? Katabtunna. Okay? And then I wrote? Katabtu. And then we wrote? Katabna. So this is a noon alif is the different from katabna, the third person female. Right? So that's basically everything in red here. These are the files. So if you're asked to look at the verb and say where is the fi'il, where is the file, you would say katab is the fi'il and the ta is the file. Okay. All right. So let's do a bunch of verbs for practice. Let's do kadhaba. Does everybody have their sheets? You have it? Paul? Okay. So kadhaba.
What's the difference between the tat in here and the tat in 20?
Yeah. So they're both there's a ta here. There's a ta here, and then there's a ta here. Right? So what's the difference between this ta and this ta? This one is the fa'il, right? And this one, this is a different ta'nis. It's just there to denote that it's feminine.
But still, that's not different.
Grammatically, the difference is that the ta with the sukoon is ta ta'nis. Not in this case, it's a ta ta'nis with hiya. But when it comes to anti, then the t is the fa'il.
You use this that is the same as with anta, inti.
Yeah.
This that I think is called that mukhatab.
Yes. That's the address, the second person.
You predict to someone you add that. That's why it's not ta'nis.
So when you're addressing someone in second person, it's called mukhatab. Okay? For all of these ta, for from the anta till the antunna, so this is called the mukhatab. We in English we call it second person because you're addressing the person. Mukhatab, yeah. But it's not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. These are like just terms that they came up with. Okay? All right, let's do kadhaba. So we're gonna follow the same pattern. What's kadhaba mean? To lie. Okay. So kadhaba, kadhaba, kadhabu, kadhabat, kadhabata, kadhabna, kadhabta, kadhabtuma, kadhabtum, kadhabti, kadhabtuma, kadhabtunna, kadhabtu, kadhabna. Okay, I lied, kadhabtu. Okay, she lied, kadhabat. He lied, kadhaba. Okay, they, all of them lied, kadhabu. Okay, and you lied, male, kadhabta. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do bada'a. So bada'a has a little bit interesting because it ends with a hamza. Okay, so bada'a means or to start or to begin. To start or begin. Okay. All right. So the thing that you need to know about this one is that it ends with a hamza. Okay. So there's going to be a little bit of a change when we get to some of them. Okay. So what's he began? Bada'a, right? Just like it's written bada'a. All right. Now when we get to huma, two of them, we have to add an alif, right? So we're going to take bada'a, but we have to add an alif because of the dual, right? Dual musanna. So instead of putting two alifs next to each other, you just take the one alif and you put a mad on it. So you just stretch out the a sound. So it's bada'a, bada'a. Okay. So say for huwa bada'a. Okay, for huma say bada'a. Okay. So that's for huma. All right. What about they started? Bada'u. The sound is right, but the spelling is going to be a little bit changed. So the sound is bada'u. How you say it is bada'u. What's going to happen is that this hamza was sitting on a alif. Okay. So what's going to happen for hum is that the hamza is going to stay there, but the seat is going to change. It's going to change from an alif to a wow. So we're going to put a hamza on a wow, and we're going to put a dhamma there, and we're going to put another wow to stretch the u sound. And because we end in in a wow, what do we have to put after? An alif. Yes. Where's my Yes. Actually, no. So this wow is not the subject. This wow is the third radical, and then this wow is the subject. Okay. So the wow in bada'u, this second wow is going to be the fa'il, and this hamza is just going to change seats. It's going to change from an alif to a wow. So when you say it, bada'u. Okay. Let's go through the first three. So bada'a, he started bada'a. Two of them started bada'a. Three or more bada'u. Okay. What about she started? Bada'at. Bada. So you're gonna go back to the alif and you're gonna say bada'at. Okay. How about two females? Bada'ata. So all you have to do is just add a alif. Bada'ata. Okay, and the rest of these are all easy because all you do is just you put a sukoon on the alif. So what's they all start? What group of them females? Bada'na, right? Everyone say bada'na, bada'ta, bada'tuma, bada'tum, bada'ti, bada'tuma, bada'tunna, bada'tu, bada'na. How do you say you started, a male? Bada'ta. How do you say she started? Bada'at. Okay, he started. They they started a group of them. Bada'u. How do you say we started? Bada'na. So you have to be able to switch back and forth. All right, makes sense? Gonna take some time. Okay, so that was the first thing. So we went over the verbs. Um, oh, we have to go over. So let's review inna. All right. So inna. Yeah. Yes. If there's an attached pronoun in between, then yeah, it won't change. Alaikum salam.
It's not a potluck today? Everybody wants to slap me because I got pizza.
All right, we gotta go through class though.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. What's I got three pizzas left. Sorry. Me and kids too.
Pass up the chance. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can eat in class. It's not a big deal. Actually, yeah. Let's take a 5 minute break and then we'll go.
Because this is at 9:30, so.
Yeah, yeah, we have some time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Every night, Friday night. Pizza, everything. Oh. Well, you gotta check. 'Cause I'm not sure all of their stuff is Zibiha Halal. Some of the stuff is not. Some of the stuff here is not Zibiha Halal. A lot of it is. I think there's a couple things that's not. Like, yeah, yeah. I think the chicken nuggets, I believe, are not.
Then why did you? I said
No, but see, they have some of it that's like the pizza is, and some of the other stuff. I think there's like one thing that's not. They tell you. You just ask them.
I think you're just saying it.
Yeah. Because they have two schools of thought. Yeah. Some people say. I believe that too. Only Zibiha halal. There's a good iPhone app, zibiha.com. Yeah, it's everything.
it's prior pre. It's all speech hala. It's the one who owns the whole chain before the other.
Can you just explain?
Yeah, it's called elevation verb. What it is, I actually met the owner. No, the whole chain in the entire restaurant. It started in Kuwait. Who's the owner? Here in Migrate. That's I'm not talking about the owner of the entire long chain. No, no, no one's going to eat halfway. Take it, brother. No, they're not going to eat these. Quality time. Please, because it's going to get cold.
If it's very cold, it's not.
Go ahead, no, take it. You can take it. Hey, I got one more slice of pizza.
It depends on, yeah, if you know what.
So there you go. Slice of pizza? You got one more. You got one more left.
If there's no one,
It's between who can run.
Hassan. Sure.
The sun.
No, I'm good.
So this is for the substitute teacher. I got fries too.
No, you're the substitute. You are not substitute. Thank you.
I got fries.
I'm really happy. I'll take the fries. I'll take the fries, please. I'm really happy.
Brother Hassan got fries for you too.
No, I'm good.
Sure? Sorry I messed up the class like this.
Sorry, you came at a good time. You're just transitioning.
Halal? Yeah, I think there's I think there's some here to be halal. I think they're promoting this to be halal. But I think there's like one, two places not. But there's starting to be a lot of people halal places here. Zaki? You've been to Zaki? Besides you stay in Louis Avenue? There's also beautiful cheeseburgers. I mean, there's a good one too on Zaki? Yeah.
Whenever I want a cheeseburger, I always grab all the way up.
No, you can get that from there. Yeah, yeah. And then what's it called? And then if you go on Capitol Boulevard, there's Petra. Petra, it's right. You know where the mall is?
No, I'm just new.
Okay, there's Capitol Boulevard. Anyway, it's called Petra. And everything's to be had a really good shawarma. You can do alright. Z-A-K-Y. Not pizza, it's just called Zaki. They have all of it. I don't think they have pizza. Hamburger, shawarma, everything. Everything there is had to be halal. Everything there is to be halal. And Baba Ganoush, their chicken is to be halal. If you go there and get the chicken hoagie, chicken hoagie stuff.
The sun, right? Where is that bubble? Here in Baba.
Chicken hoagie.
Yeah,
They had 3 or 4. I just went. I'm good about
I went to Target near to the Target.
There's like 4 or 5. There's one in Chinatown Center. The nearest one here is Care.
What they have?
It's the one. Yeah, their chicken is to be like I go there. It's like an Arab restaurant. The only thing I eat there is like American food. I can eat the Arab food. Chicken for these number 1.
They have got some chicken.
Let's convert this to Arabic. مطعم. Yeah.
I'm good. All right, well, we got to get back. We have 25 minutes left. All right. So we're going to review Inna, then we're going to do more about lesson 1, and then we are, inshallah, going to be finished. All right. So Inna means what?
Verily.
Indeed, verily, surely, definitely, right? It's a particle of emphasis, okay? When you have, so we said that there's 2 types of sentences, right? One is a nominal sentence, and the other is a verbal sentence, right? So what's the difference between them?
One starts with a verb, one starts with a.
One starts with a verb and one starts with a noun. Okay? In Arabic, the nominal sentence, it starts with a noun which is called what in
اسم.
Arabic? No,
مبتدأ.
mubtada is called the subject, is called the mubtada.
You said it now, though.
Yeah, so if the subject isn't, it's usually going to be the noun.
But the noun is the ism, right?
Yes. So yeah, you can say that. But grammatically, you're going to say that the noun is mubtada. It's called mubtada. Yeah. All right. What's the second part of the nominal sentence?
خبر.
Khabar, or the English
News.
predicate. News. Say khabar. All right. So you have mubtada and khabar in every single nominal sentence. So give me an example of a nominal sentence.
بلال غني.
What?
بلال غني.
Bilalun ghaniyun. Okay, that's a good one. Bilalun ghaniyun. Okay. So Bilalun ghaniyun. So uh, what case is Bilalun in? Is it marfu', mansub, majrur? It's marfu', right? Because everything that ends with dhamma is marfu'. Okay. What about stuff that ends with fatha? Mansub. And then the last one? Majrur. So Bilalun is marfu'. What about ghaniyun? It's also marfu'. Okay. So Bilal is rich. If I want to say indeed or surely Bilal is rich, I'm going to put inna in the beginning of the sentence. Okay. But something's going to change within Bilal or within Bilal and ghaniyun. What's going to change?
It's going to be mansub now.
What's going to be mansub?
Bilal.
Bilal. So the subject is going to change and it's going to be mansub. Bilalan. What is anything going to change with the khabar? No. Right?
It's going to be خبر إن.
Khabar inna. Okay. So you're going to say inna bilalan ghaniyun. Ghaniyun doesn't change. The khabar is not going to change. You're going to say inna bilalan. So bilalan is going to go from marfu' to mansub. Okay. And also the term is going to change. So before we could say that Bilal is the mubtada and ghaniyun is the khabar. Now it's going to change. So we're going to say inna is a particle of emphasis, and Bilal grammatically is going to be called ismu inna. Ismu inna means it's the noun of inna. Okay, it's related to. As soon as you insert inna into a sentence, everything gets related to the inna. So the ghaniyun, instead of being the khabar, is going to be the khabar inna. So it's going to be in relation to the inna that's just been put in the sentence. So inna bilalan ghaniyun. So you have the particle of emphasis. And then bilalan is your ismu inna, and then your khabru inna is ghaniyun. Okay, so this will apply to any sentence with inna in it. So the new part we're gonna do is go to the back of, if you have the book, you can open it up. So go to page 2 in the back.
Back?
Yeah, you can share if you don't have it. Paul, do you have yours? So we're going to the key. We're going to read page 2.
Lesson 31?
No, lesson 1. So you go to page 2 where it says on the bottom. Did you find it? Where it's sitting?
Yeah.
All right. So, what is the first sentence? Can you read it, Paul?
You mean all the way at the top?
Yeah. If the mubtada
Mubtada is a pronoun.
Okay, what's a pronoun?
Pronoun is it's a word that.
Give me all the how many pronouns are there? 14, right? So what are they? Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. So it says if the mubtada, if the subject is a pronoun, one of those 14, what happens?
It changes to its corresponding mansub form.
With the example?
Example.
Read it. Read it.
Here.
No, read the one to the left first.
Oh, okay. Anta ghani.
Okay, what's anta ghaniyun?
You are rich.
You are rich. So if I want to add inna to that, I'm not going to say inna anta ghaniyun. What am I going to say? Innaka. Innaka ghaniyun. Okay, so read the next part. Yeah.
For the mansub forms of all pronouns.
See exercise 3.
Exercise 3 in the main book.
Okay, read the next one.
Note that the pronouns of the first person, singular and plural, have two forms.
Read them.
Inna,
Inni
inni,
and
uh, in,
innani.
innani.
Okay, so if you're saying ana and if you're putting ana with inna, you're going to say inni or innani. Okay, and the same with nahnu. If you're going to put inna with nahnu, it's going to be innana or inna. So those two forms are both valid. Okay. They're both used.
So why is it? Because the first one there's actually a fatha over the nun, but it's pronounced inni.
Yeah, you have to you have to look at it relative to the shadda. If it's under the shadda, it's inni.
Okay, yeah.
If it's above the shadda, it's inna. All right, so that's inna. There's other particles that behave the same way as inna. Okay, so read the number 2 form.
Okay. La'nun.
La'alla.
La'alla. Sorry. This is also a particle like inna. It is called one of the sisters of inna. Grammatically, it acts like inna. It signifies hope or fear.
Okay. So you have inna and then the akhawat, the sisters of inna. So this is inna means surely. Now there's other words that mean different things, but they behave like they said, just like inna. So you have la'alla. La'alla means maybe or you hope or hopefully, right? So hopefully or maybe.
Inna is
For sure. For sure, indeed. Okay. So there's other sisters of inna. There's another one. It's called, it's anna. So inna and anna. What's anna mean? أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. So ashhadu means I bear witness. Anna Muhammadan abduhu. That. Anna means that. So when you say ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu, I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So that's anna. It's gonna behave just like inna and la'alla.
Wow. What about that?
No, those are not. Those are
Those are that, right?
those are what?
Isn't there another word for that? That's not inna.
This is that like there's different meanings of that. Like ismu like tilka and dhalika are like the demonstrative pronouns.
For
That. Yeah. So if you're pointing at something, you say that.
Yeah.
But this that is a different that.
Conjunction.
Yeah, conjunction. Yeah.
So that's something that we have in English. In Arabic, I guess
It's a different
separated.
word. Yeah. In
Separated.
English, you use that for both things. If I say that is a car, or say
mean that.
I swear that.
Yeah.
So you use the same word, but in Arabic you use different words. So you use anna for that. There's also كأن. كأن. That means like that. No, it means as if. We're gonna do some examples for these later. كأن, as if, it is as if. Um, there's also لعل أنت. No, no, ليس. No. That's I think that's with كان. That's with كان. There's also لأن. لأن means because. لأن. لأن means because. So all of these, they're going to behave just like inna, but they're going to be used differently um, as conjunctions.
Is there a word to describe this in Arabic that they're all?
So you're going to. So this is inna wa akhawat inna. These are the sisters of inna. Okay. So let's read for la. So they're just introducing la'alla in this chapter. So they said it signifies hope and fear. So the first example they give is al-jawwu jamilun, which means the weather is beautiful or fine. Okay. So if you want to say, I hope the weather, sorry, I hope, yeah, or there's hope, hopefully the weather is beautiful. لعل الجو. So what happened to al-jawwu? It became al-jawwa. It became mansub. Okay. So just like inna. لعل الجو جميل. I hope that the weather is beautiful. So it's not really I hope. I hope is just there. It's just hopefully. So that would be more correct. Hopefully. جميل. حال. Oh, حر. All right. The next sentence is المدرس مريض, which means the teacher is sick. So in this case, when you put لعل, you're saying not hopefully he's sick, but like I'm afraid he's sick. Okay. So like more like maybe or like I'm afraid that he's sick. So لعل المدرس. So the mubtada became the ismu لعل. Okay. Ismu لعل.
But you know, something that something about it sounds feminine.
مدرس.
مدرسة.
Yeah, yeah. We're only pronouncing it. What?
What if it was the case that somebody was hoping the teacher was sick? Inshallah.
Inshallah. You put in inshallah there.
That's what they say in America. Overseas they say لعل. Here they say inshallah.
Okay, so that's لعل. As if. لأن. Because. So it says in this lesson we have examples of I hope only. Okay? But it's basically hope or fear. Okay? Let's go to the third part, which is ذو. Okay? ذو. All right, go ahead and read for the Afnan. Number 3.
This word means having or possessing.
Okay.
Example, ذو مال, possessing wealth. Example, wealthy. I'm not sure if I'm putting it the right way.
Yeah, keep going.
ذو خلق, possessing manners.
Okay.
Well-mannered. ذو علم, possessing knowledge.
Learn. Okay. So when we learned some words in book 1, right? So if I wanted to say he is sick, I would say huwa maridun, right? If I wanted to say he is rich, I would say huwa ghaniyun. So there's some words that are just standalone. Okay, rich, poor, wealthy, tall, short. They're like that. But there's other descriptions of people that you have to use dhu with. Okay, so having someone who is wealthy, you can say he is ghani, هو غني. But if you want to describe it a different way, you can say ذو مال. He has wealth. هو ذو مال. He's someone who possesses wealth. So ذو just means possessing or having. Okay. So having the quality.
Who am I? And so what is the major difference here?
They're both,
Same.
yeah, they're just characteristic. You're just describing someone with possessing something. Yeah.
But why is it, question? Malin.
ذو مال. Okay. And then what is the, read the next sentence. It is always.
It is always mudaf, and the following word is mudaf ilayhi, and therefore it is in majrur.
Okay. So every single time you use ذو, it's going to be mudaf. And the word that's going to be following it is mudaf ilayhi. So you can think of it as possessor of something, right? Just like object that's being possessed and the possessor. So whatever it is, ذو خلق. Okay. So you have ذو, and that is mudaf. And then whatever is going to follow it is mudaf ilayhi. Okay, which is going to make it majrur. Okay. Read the next part.
The feminine of zu is datu.
Dhatu.
Datu.
Okay, so you're going to use it differently for whoever you're referring to. If I'm talking about a single person, I use dhu, male. If I'm talking about a female, I can't use dhu, I have to use dhatu. Dhatu.
Is, what, you know, in Surah Al-Kahf where it talks about the Fitiyatun,
Mm-hmm.
and they shift that to the Yamin or that to Shimal. That's not the same word, is it?
Yeah.
It
Dhatul
is?
yamin, dhatul shimal is more like an expression. It just means to the right and to the left. Yeah.
Okay.
صاحب الشمال وصاحب اليمين.
Oh, okay. So that's
Okay. Thank you. All right. So for female, it's dhatu. Okay, keep going.
بلال ذو علم وأخت ذات
Ukhtuhu.
أخته ذات خلق.
Okay, so now you're describing two people. One is Bilal, so you have to use dhu. So Bilal is learned, dhu ilmin. But I'm talking about Ukhtuhu, his sister. What do I say? Dhatu khuluqin. Dhatu khuluqin. So she is well mannered. Okay. So just like you use a different word for male and female, you have to use a different one for plural and singular. Okay. So what is the plural of dhu?
Is
Dhawu. Okay. So there's dhu for one male, dhu, and then there's dhawu. Sounds weird, but that's what it is. Dhawu.
I have a quick question. This confuses me when I rehear it sometimes. Is the wow? When do you know when to use it as a vowel? When do you use it as like a consonant? Like wow, use the W, and when just to use the ooh sound. Like whenever you find like the wow on top of another wow, is that always mean to pronounce as a consonant?
As a consonant?
Like a W as opposed to a vowel. Like I mean, if you see
So there's one. You're saying there's two ways you can pronounce this.
no, no, I'm saying when do you pronounce the wa in the wow, and when do you just make it as a ooh sound?
So when you have wow with a fatha, you say wa,
Okay.
right? And you have a wow with a dhamma, you say wu, right? So this wow is that one.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I know
wu.
that.
The wu. Okay.
So
And,
the other
and
one
this
just
this wow is just to stretch the u sound. Okay.
like what you meant by like sometimes we pronounce like ow, then it's like wow.
Yeah.
Where we gonna say ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes when you're reading words, I guess sometimes you just have to know the word.
I mean, if it has, so if this was a dhamma, sorry, a sukoon, how would you read this? Zaw, right? But it's not a sukoon. So it's just zawu. So the plural of dhu is dawu, and that of Zatu, so single is, let's write these down. So zu is for male, zau is for, sorry, plural. Okay. Zatu is female, and then zawatu is plural female. Zawat, zawatu. Zawatu is you're talking about a group of women. Okay, that's zawat. Let's read the examples. Okay, well, I'll read it. So first example they give is هؤلاء الطلاب ذو خلق. What does that mean in English?
The students have good character.
These students have good character. هؤلاء الطلاب. These students ذو خلق have good manners. Next one. هذا الطالب. I should have read the first one. هذا الطالب ذو خلق. This student has good manners. Okay. And then you have هذه الطالبة ذات خلق. Yeah. So you say إن هذه السيارة or الساعة. Alright, so you have هذه الطالبة ذات خلق. This female student is good mannered. And then for plural, you're going to use هؤلاء الطالبات ذوات خلق. ذوات خلق. Alright, so we're out of time. I don't think that there's any homework exercise, but just to be actually there's right? Does it have any connection with the word zawata? Zawata afnan. Yeah, it does actually. So we haven't learned the dual, but zawata is actually the dual. So zawata is two, possessing two. Afnan is springs, right? Zawata afnan. It's talking about two springs, I think, or two gardens. Branches. Two branches of water. Hold on, I'll give you this homework.
Let him think what he wants. This is my.
Of course.
He just coined.
So inshallah, I'll see everyone on Monday. Yes.